Hello everybody. Welcome to today's stream. It is I, Lil's Journaling. Not running too late, but I was like very much setting up all the way to the last minute because there were just some things I need to grab and do right before we started. For today's plan is the third episode of the April Plan With Me series. For the last couple episodes, we have been slowly working with our theme, which is cats. We've been kind of making a couple spreads. Last week we did a couple spreads and then we finished halfway through a spread. And the original plan was we were going to finish my monthly spreads, finish the monthly challenge, and then if I had time for a reading journal spread, I would do it. But I decided to kind of switch things up. So today we're just going to focus on my April challenge spread and my April reading journal spread so we can talk a lot about books. Speaking of books, so I had a short story published in a book, in an anthology, and I'm very happy about that. I'm posting the link to that anthology in the chat, so if you're curious, it's in a kind of D&D RPG style magazine and stuff. But I bought the anthology and I have it, and it's so exciting. So I have it right here. We'll go like that. It'll pop over here. So here's the anthology. It's by Nat 1 and is FLG Will Smite for Food. So we got my story, House on Timberlane, right here. It's in the beginning as well, but on page 30, we have my story and some art they did about my story and kind of the house that is described in it and the whole story right here. So that's really cool. And then in the back, they kind of did a little bit about me and some character art. So that's really cool. I'm very happy to have this in my possession. It makes me very excited. So that's that. But that's my end of self-promotion. You guys don't have to buy it because it's one story in a whole anthology, and I don't know if D&D RPG stuff is your thing, so I'm not encouraging you to buy it. I'm just excited about this, so I want to share about it. Anyway, let's get into today's spread and stuff. So we've already done our cover page and stuff and calendar. Our theme is cats. We've done our weeklies with our habit tracker on this. And then over here we have a couple weekly habits in our pages per day. Middle tip-in that flips out. I'm very happy with how this turned out. And then we also worked on this page where we just kind of made the cleaning spread, and then I wrapped up stream last weekend. And today, we're not going to finish this. I'm going to do this on my own time. We are actually going to work on the monthly challenge spread. So, let's quickly go over materials before we start. And if you're ever curious about where I got these materials and where to buy them, if you go to the link in my bio, it'll take you to my YouTube channel where I post all my previous streams, and in the description I have posted a materials list of everything I used throughout the whole stream. So, and it is specified between spread, if I'm using it in the main spread for the stream, there's a section for that, and if I'm using it in my personal journal, there's also a section for that for you guys, just so you know. Okay, so for today's quick review, here's our color palette. It's grays and browns. We have one Tombow dual tip brush pen. It's the N25. We have one mild liner, and it's the one that comes in the normal pack. It's brown. We have one A&R dual tip brush pen, and that is also in the brown color. And then we have 4 King Art dual tip brush pens because these are all the colors I wanted to use. I just have a basic pen that I'm using. And then a pencil. I have scissors and a ruler. I have glue somewhere. Here it is. Glue stick, just in case. That's actually going to be for a later spread. But, and then I have assorted cat washi tape. So we got this bad boy, which is just a bunch of cats hanging out. And I am running out of it. Oh my gosh, I might use this whole thing up for this monthly theme. And then I have 2 other cat washi tapes that I've just been kind of using as I feel. I have some alphabet stamps that are not put away correctly because I get lazy, and then my Distress Oxide Vintage Photo stamp ink. as well as stickers. We have the Swirly Nix Ghost Kitties and Void Kitties, and we used up a lot of these, so that's fun. I have this kitty sticker sheet that I got from Daiso, and that type of thing. And then I have this Happy Planner neutral watercolors sticker book that I'm like almost done with, and I just need like, it has a lot of like to do or done type stickers left, so I'm gonna try and use those as much as possible. But today we're doing our challenge spread, which I am very excited about. I put up a poll on Instagram like yesterday to kind of be like, hey guys, what kind of challenge do you want us to do? And so here, we'll refresh it just to be safe. So help me choose the April challenge. My options were no challenge, a calligraphy challenge, read a short story every day, or a 25 pages per day challenge. And the 25 pages per day is what won. So that is going to be my challenge for April. If you guys want to join me in it, I'd really appreciate it. And that type of thing. Boop-a-doop. And essentially how this challenge works is my goal is to kind of read like, this is a challenge I use to get me like more into the reading mood, and that type of thing. And most importantly, it's kind of like a challenge that I kind of will like use 25 pages as like the set amount of pages I should read in a book to like get me into it. Like if I'm not in the mood to read, but I want, like, I know what I want to, I like this book and I just can't bring myself to do it, I'll read 25 pages, and that's enough that I can either decide to stop there or I can still keep going, and it's like slowly making progress. So we're gonna close this real quick because we're doing something very special for this page, and I'll explain to you how explain it to y'all as we go, if I can get this out. So, more materials for today. I have this coloring book, and it's called, I forget what it's called, but it's just kind of like Life Through Glass Jars. I found it on Amazon. Once again, it'll be linked in the description on the YouTube posting of this stream. But I looked through it, and I found all the cat ones, and I decided which one was my favorite. And this one was kind of like my favorite because I'm like, that could be my husband, that could be me, and that's cat. And it could kind of like fit the color palette of what we're going with. So what I want to do is I want to cut out this jar and then stick it in my planner and kind of use it as like color in each section. If you read kind of like my TBR for the month, I'll put like each book will get a color, and then I'll color in each section depending on which book I read 25 pages in. So that's kind of how this is going to work. And so what I have here today is this is my clipboard that I kind of just create on, so it's kind of meant to catch a lot of messes. You can see there's a lot of ink that has like bled through here. There's sticker and washi tape remains on here as well. Just kind of like if I was creating something and I knew it was going to be messy, bleed through, or I'd have spare stuff, I just kind of pop it on here and I use it because it's kind of like artsy to begin with, so I'm like, this is fine, this is cute anyway. And so I also use this as if I'm going to cut pages out, I'm also going to like kind of use this page. So there are two ways you could do this if you also want to do it in your bullet journal as well. You kind of like find your coloring page that you think will work, and then you can get scissors and cut it out and stuff. You could also get a craft knife or a box cutter, as long like just be safe about it. If you're younger or your kids are interested in this, like do it with your parents, and be safe with it. But so I'm going to use this like box cutter here today to kind of cut out this lovely shape, and we're going to then like paste it into my journal and use it. So let's do this. So I'm going to kind of go like this, so when I'm pulling the knife it's kind of away from me, and I'm just going to follow the outline of the jar very slowly, very safely. So I kind of like what I kind of try to do is like I go to the end of the page just so I can like kind of lift off the area that I've completed and I don't have to think about it anymore. So I'm gonna go like this and do this side. And we're going slow so we are safe. So yeah, took that right off. Really nice, kind of clean. Not my not the best work, but it like works. But yeah, I've kind of like begun doing this with washi tape and such recently, like you putting washi tape down on a page and then like cutting shapes out of it or cutting it in to fit certain shapes. So I really freaking enjoyed that, and so I've been kind of experimenting with like how I can do that in other ways, and one of those ways is just cutting out pages of sticker book, of coloring pages, golly gee. So this is the hard part. Okay, so that didn't go all the way through. One thing I've learned very quickly about this is like I gotta do lots of pressure. And so this is I'm kind of doing these like small cuts and whole pages so I can kind of just pull off the page that has been cut and see exactly what else needs to be cut. Okay. Oh, hello. There's a little spot here. I'm gonna cool. That didn't cut all the way. Cute. We got half of it done. A little bit that's left. Okay. Now to do this other side. Let's see what I got. Nice. 10 out of 10. Dang it. almost there. Okay, so we're gonna close our knife now. We have our jar cut out. Cool. And I'm gonna just toss my scraps real quick. Try and keep my area moderately clean while we're doing this. So now that this is all cut out, we're gonna get back into the journal. We're gonna go to our page dedicated to our monthly challenge, and we're gonna hydrate. And we're gonna take this and kind of just lay it down to see how it would fit on the page. So kind of at this point right here is when I would need to like cut off the top for it to go into the next page. So yeah. So I'm just gonna go like this and cut that there so that I can just kind of glue it down onto the next page. So first things first, let's glue down this bad boy. I'm gonna just kind of hold it down for a second. Make sure it stays. And there's still room because we still got to do our cats. We'll do our cats after this, but yeah. Because you can't have a monthly theme of cats and not have cats at the bottom of every page. Okay, so now we're going to do this one. And we're going to line it up real nice. And close our glue. Cool. So, there's that. We love that. We're gonna put our cats down next. But I'm gonna quickly explain kind of like what this is gonna be. So, kind of just picked out a coloring page that I had that I really liked that also kind of fit the theme. So we have a cat, and then my husband and I both want a cat. I really want a cat more. My husband has yet to get me a cat, but we'll get it at some point. Anyway, so I kind of picked the page that would match cat theme. The pumpkins and the jar itself could be still colored within the theme palette that I have, so I figured it would work really well. And then how this is going to work is just going to be kind of like the visual tracker that I did do the challenge every day. So we're going to kind of turn the page like this so you guys can see it all. And I'm going to take my N25 and just kind of number it. How many days are in this month? 30 days, like number different sections 1 through 30, and then I'll color in each section throughout the month of April as I complete the challenge. So we're going to do these parts of the jar first, and then if there's anything else that like doesn't get colored in by the numbers, I'll just add them later. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. 19, 20, 21, 22, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay. So we have all that all colored in. So I'm just going to color in the rest of the stuff that does not have a number because I can. Color in his eyebrows and her eyebrows. And then her hands aren't colored in. Boop-a-doop. The stems are not colored in. But yeah. And then what I will also try to do is like I'll have different books that I'm reading throughout April and they'll have like a color code. And so if I read my 25 pages and it is, do this color. If I read my 25 pages for April for that day and then I read it in a specific book, I will kind of color it in with the matching book. And then if I don't read any pages or the correct amount, I will like put that I only read like this many. So I'll kind of make a sign for saying like, oh, I did not read 25 pages each day. And I'm very happy this challenge was the one that won on the Instagram story because I kind of like, I put calligraphy up there, but I was also kind of hoping I did not have to do the calligraphy challenge because I was just like, I don't know, that one didn't seem as exciting to me, so I'm happy this one won. And I also would have been happy if like reading a new short story every day would have won, because then I would have like, I totally would have sent you guys, or given you guys a list on Instagram of all the short stories that I intend to read and kind of pick out a story to read each day. So yeah. I'm also very excited to do this one in April because I'm going to be done with school and I'm going to graduate college soon. So I will like have plenty of time to do reading, and this will be a great way to kind of get me back in the groove to like enjoying reading and having fun with it. So I'm excited, and I can catch up on my like TBR because one of my challenges, yearly challenges, was to read 52 books this year. I think I am only at 6. Yeah, I may have only read 6 already, and that is not enough because 52 books means like one book a week, and I should be at like, by the end of March I need to at least be at like 12. So I'm like halfway of where I need to be, so I'm hoping in April I'll catch up a lot, I'll complete a lot of books. I will do lots of reading. So that'll be fun. And then, what else? I have a lot of fun plans for April because I am graduating. I will like still, I have a job lined up and stuff, and I'll need to like kind of search for a job that kind of suits my major more. However, in other aspects, I am like kind of where I need to be. If that makes sense, like, it doesn't even make sense to me. I'm like set to graduate and kind of be okay with where I'm at, but I want to improve. That's what I meant to say. And so I kind of intend to do that by kind of working a lot on smaller projects throughout April. So I'm gonna read more. I haven't been able to do much like creative wise because I've just been so freaking busy with school this month. So I'm definitely gonna make time for that. But I also want to like get some writing published and also apply to more like writing based jobs. So I'm very excited for that. We're gonna use our stamps to read 25 pages per day. We're not gonna open that yet. Fool. Okay. Because we need to use these stamps more. Where's the R? Ah! I am so mad. I do not have numbers for this. I need to get numbers. I will write out the numbers with this pen because it kind of matches. Okay. And we'll use the exclamation point because I haven't used it yet and I feel like that'd be really fun. Okay. Let's do this. Perfect. And then, of course, we're gonna write 25. And we're also gonna pop a kitty down. No. This sticker may or may not be ripped. Okay, I like the stickers that are on like clear sticker paper and stuff, but they're the ones that tend to rip the most, and it annoys me so much. And it's not like they're ripping because I'm like pulling it off very aggressively or like yanking on it. It's just that like they struggle to cut sometimes, like, and get away from the sticker paper. This happens a lot in like Happy Planner sticker books, I will say that. Because like, I don't know, it just doesn't peel as well as other stickers, like paper stickers and stuff, so then it tends to get caught more, and it's really annoying because then my stickers don't last and they rip, and then I'm like, fudge, I can't use that, and it makes me mad. Okay, we're done with this side of the page. Now to do this side, Trying to think about how I wanted this to go. I need you and you. We might do stamps again, just because I haven't used them as much and I want to. Okay. So essentially, we'll start here in this column. And I'll just have, and we'll leave these spaces empty for now, but essentially it'll just be like the day and then the book that I read, and we'll put like a key here, I think. Okay, so day and then the book that I read. We're going to take a pencil line and kind of draw where this needs to be and erase that later. Okay. So we're going to spell out day and then book. So that I can just like, I'm keeping track in a fun way, but then I'll also keep track of like the book that I specifically focused on. Cool. Like that. We're going to erase our line. And I'm going to number it first, and then I'll kind of like, I'll do more. Okay. Just going to do, that's probably too big. Cool. Nice. So we're going to leave it like that for now. We're gonna, how long will you last? You can last a bit longer, so we're just gonna highlight every other line, starting with 1. This guy is dying big time. And that's okay. Because it'll be fine. I mean, I'm sad because I totally like would have used. I usually like have a highlighter or two picked out throughout the month to use with my spreads. And I don't have any like brown highlighters besides this one, so that makes me sad. But it'll be fine. I'm just gonna pop some washi tape down here to kind of fill in the space. And then a couple cats. So I'm hoping, I want to get more mild liners at some point. There's a lot of stationery that I'm like, I have a lot of stationery, I have a lot to use, and I know I have plenty to use, but there are like some necessary stationery items that I'm running out of that like I want to like refill on, such as my mild liners. Most of them are dying now, and I know there's been a lot of releases recently with mild liners, so I want to get the rest, but I haven't been able to. And it makes me very sad, because like, one, must save money. Two, I already have a lot of stationery to use anyway, so I shouldn't like try to buy more. And my husband's kind of like low-key put me on a stationery ban because I keep wanting to buy more, and I shouldn't. Okay. So these are just gonna kind of act as like, what's the word? How do you use that sticker? Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'll explain this in a hot minute. And we're gonna have this guy standing on the reminder. Okay. So each of these boxes, they're gonna kind of be my key here. So let's say, here's a book that I'm currently working on, the Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I'm just rereading this for funsies because I want Grayson content. Anyway, so if I use this book as my first one that I'm going to try and read 25 pages in, I'll kind of put the title right here, and as I work through it, like, okay, I read 25 pages on the first, that'll be colored, that color. If on like the second, I decide to read this book, which is on my TBR at the pickup, by Miranda Canali. Hopefully I'm saying that right. That'll be in this color, and then like I'll color in on day 2 his face because this is the book I read. So it's just going to be like a little key to help me do that thing. And maybe, because I have like a weird thing with like, sometimes I create order for myself, sometimes I create chaos. And a order that I may make for myself is like, oh, you can't pick up a new book until you finish one, and that type of thing. So that may be a thing. But yeah, so this is the monthly challenge spread. It's very cute. I very much like it. I'm especially excited to like color this in and like fill this out. I'm very happy with this because I was like, I need a creative way to make this challenge spread, and I wanted to do something cute and creative, and I think I accomplished that. So that's that. Okay, we're gonna switch gears here for the next part of my April plan with me. We're going to kind of get rid of some things here. And I will talk to you guys as I move things around and figure out where things should go. So, we're done. We're going to just put a book here for funsies so you guys can see something. So, we've done the challenge spread. I'm not going to work on any other monthly spreads, and like the last couple I need to finish, I'll just kind of do on my own just because I need to do it that way. So we are going to switch gears here and do some different spreads. I'm going to leave, I don't think I'm going to use those. And we're going to do my reading journal setup now. And I'm very excited for this setup because we're actually going to switch up the color palette here, which is kind of crazy, but I will explain. So let's, oh, of course it's at the bottom. Here's my pile of books. That's my TBR. You're welcome. We're going to get out my reading journal and my color palette and this book, this huge boy. And we're going to put the color palette right here. Here we go. Okay, that. We're going to go like that. Okay, so my new color palette, I wanted to use all my cat stickers, or a lot of them, so we are going to take out the Galaxy Kitties sticky sheet by Swirly Nicks as well. So I really I wanted to use these. They're gorgeous. I love the color palette of this. I'm obsessed, especially with like the blue paws. They're so cute. Like here you go. Enjoy this. Look how beautiful. Look how that pretty shade of blue. Anyway, I am going to keep this washi tape because I'm going to keep them like the same theme throughout and put the cats along the bottom as usual. But I have kind of a new color palette going on here. So I have, so I got 4 King Art dual tip brush pens in these different shades, and then 1 Tombow dual tip brush pen, which is the number 603, and then the Pen Gear Ultra Fine Point Pen. So this is kind of my color palette. These 2 purples kind of shift into a slight shade of blue, so I'm going to include them in here. I also have some scraps of paper that I'm going to be using to kind of like create some things there, and I have these. I think I may have gotten them from Happy Planner. Like it was a little pack of like cute little cards that you could add to your pages, but like they're just kind of small. This one says Our Happy Place and this one says Adventure, and they kind of fit the color palette, so I was like, let's include them. I have my Norton Anthology of English Literature focusing on the 20th and 21st century, which I'm going to use to pick out a quote from because I've been reading some poetry for class, and the one I read recently was very exciting. I have my scissors, my glue, and my ruler, and then I also have my Amanda Rach Lee, what's it called? Bullet journal. Golly gee. But yeah, so this is kind of our color palette as we're going to set up this journal as well for the month of April. So if you guys remember last month, we made this together on stream, and then I had a bunch of more books to read. So I added all of these other things. Some of them were for class, some of them I just read for fun, or they came out recently, like my friend's book here, so it kind of dumped onto this page, and then I've added just doing like my ratings down here. And I only read 2 books this month so far, if you want to know how that's going. Yes, I only read 2 books because I DNF'd one. So we are going to kind of do our cat setup here. We're going to do a cover page, and then it's just going to be a very simple TBR and pages per day. So first, let us do the cover page. I'm going to use these. Okay, that works. That works really freaking well. I want to do that exact thing. Or should I do, because these, like, there's a textured side and there's a smooth side. We're going to do the smooth side, but we're just going to pop both of these pieces down. I'll hold this down for a second. If you can see right here, this is when I did my color palette testing for this spread minutes before stream started. Because I needed to get it done, and I forgot that this was the plan for a second. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I wanted to use these stickers for the reading journal setup instead of the other ones. So, here's that. I kind of like that. No. Yes. Holding it down. Making it look good. This is just, I've never really done a cover page for my reading journal, so I'm excited. I'm curious to see how this would go, to see if I like this, and if it is something I will continue to do in the future. I'm gonna bring these guys in because I like the consistency of having them at the bottom of every page, and then it ties this with the monthly setup. So okay, you can kind of see that. We're just gonna write out April, April. I kind of like that. I'm gonna make the O small so I can do the other letters. April 2023. I like that. Time to pop some cats down. Can go right there. You are gonna be a little scaredy cat. It must be done. These little guys, they're just gonna hang out with each other. So yeah, there's that cute little cover. I like it. We need something there though. We're gonna just put that. Okay, that's really cute. I plan to put a quote here. Dang it, that's fine. This still looks cute. So that's our little cover page. Okay. So now we're gonna make our main spreads, which are going to be fairly simple. Take you. I was thinking about doing the challenge for the reading 25 pages a day, but I just kind of decided against it. Wasn't something I wanted to do in this journal. I mean, I could have done it in here, but I already set aside a page in my main journal for it, so I kept it there. But this is my normal pages per day spread. And it's going to be very similar to last month in the design, where it's just kind of like boxes here and boxes for the book here. And I'll kind of go through, when I get to the books, I will go through my TBR and tell you guys about the lovely books I'm reading, or I plan to read, because I do not think I'm going to do much free time reading this month. Or for the rest of this month, because I'm just kind of at that point in the semester where each day is just a different project or exam that I gotta do. So today I'm working on two projects actually. One is a group project for my Victorian Lit class, and then one is a portfolio project for my class that is a part of my internship. So hold up. Oh no. Dang it. Okay. I have made a mistake. Because the plan should have been that I just kind of I write how many pages I read inside the box for each day. And it's numbered smaller, like how I do here, where it's the numbers at the top, but then here we go. So the days at the top, but then how many pages I read is on the bottom. And I messed that up here. So we're gonna try and fix it with some whiteout. This is working. this works. Thank goodness for whiteout. So we're just going to write the number smaller at the top, very gently so it doesn't bring up the whiteout. Okay. Issue resolved. Anyway, as I was saying, kind of like, I'm not going to get much reading done left in the semester. It's just time to kind of work on projects, and then once I'm done with them, relax. So, or do like other things. The hardest thing that like this week has been rough for me because it's like I've had a lot of days where I need to run errands and then do all these things, and then as soon as I'm done with like the errands or whatever I'm working on, it's just like do homework until I go to work, and then I come home from work and it's time for me to go to bed, and it is unending and it is terrible because I'm really freaking tired of it, and I'm getting like a little more exhausted, a little more burnout throughout the semester. And it's getting harder to like work ahead because I like sometimes I do have the time to work ahead. I just can't because I'm too exhausted to, or I need to take care of other things, or I just need to take care of myself. So it's getting hard, but I'm almost there. Soon I'll be done with school. Soon this stress will change into a new adult stress, but it'll change it, like, nonetheless. And I'll be able to move on. I'm gonna put this guy right here with some purple on either side of him. We also need to do the cats at the bottom of the page before I forget. Oh no. It might be the end, guys. Yep. Okay. It is the end. Okay. We're just gonna kind of do this side page. And we're gonna take some glue to kind of force that down. And I'm done. I'm done with the washi tape. And this is the last time this little guy will be put down on the page. Not put down as in die. We don't want that. But dang. This is crazy. It's satisfying though. It's satisfying because it's like I used it for almost every spread. There'll be this page that doesn't get used for it, but that's fine. So, now for the fun part. I'm going to start picking books from my pile, and we'll kind of make their spot on the page. And yeah, and we'll give each of them like a cat or something to go with it. So, first book on my TBR is the, oh my goodness, LFG Will Smite for Food book that was created, that my short stories published in. Figured if I might as well like read all the other stories that like go with this, so this how many pages? And I'm gonna do increments of 25 because that's just how I work. $77? Okay. will go like that. So that's the first book that'll be on my TBR. The short stories in it. Links are already in chat. But it's just a collection of short stories, so I will probably like breeze through this, and I'm very happy to like get it done. The second book on my TBR is The Pickup by Miranda Canali. I'm probably saying that wrong, but that's fine. We're gonna do another paw print. So, from what I remember, because I got this at the library, what's this book about? Okay, so essentially, like, it kind of interests me. I'm not sure as much about now, but essentially these two characters, they jump into a ride share. $2.75. Okay. They jump into a ride share car, so like an Uber with where anybody can hop in, and I guess they kind of fall to go. They jump in the same car, Uber or whatever, to go to this festival, and they fall in love at the same time, and they like kind of have a really magical moment together, and then they like get separated and don't see each other again, and then magically they meet up again, and they're like, oh, is this true love, or is this like not? So that's kind of the romance this is following. I'm hoping it's going to be fun. It's young adult romance, I believe. So we'll see how this goes, and if I like it. But yeah, I'm excited to read it. Cute little book. Quick read, probably. Because it's only like $2.75 for a romance, so. And, I mean, it'll be fine. Okay, this next one, I've started this month. I just haven't finished it, and I haven't had the time to finish it, which makes me mad. But this is The Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I have already read this book, and I own the first and third book in the series. I do not own the second, which is this one, just because, like, I got the first one as a gift from my mom, and then the third one was, like, something my husband let me buy when it came out, but I just, that was it, and so I never bought this one, and I still don't own it, so, Legacy. I'm hoping, I just kind of picked it up for fun, because I wanted to reread it, and I was at the library, and I was like, okay, any Hawthorne Inheritance Games books, I'll just pick up and read for funsies. So this has 352, and I'm gonna make a note of that so I do not forget. But yeah, I'll just leave this out so you guys can see it. But essentially, what this series follows is Avery Grams, and she has randomly obtained the inheritance, like, she has inherited this, like, billionaire's money, and so it just kind of follows her story of, like, how she kind of got this money, why it was inherited to her. One of the conditions for her inheritance is that she has to live at his house for like a year, where his whole family is currently living and still has like a right to stay. And so while living there, she what is it? The billionaire has like 4 grandsons, so you know, there's gonna be like a little romance, little love triangle, and that type of thing. And then the guy was also like really into like puzzles and stuff. So it's like she kind of needs to solve the puzzle of why she got all this money. So I really like the series. The author is currently working on like a second series that takes place in the same world. So I'm very excited about that. And so this is just kind of a refresh of my memory of what happened. But it is also like, I just wanted to read it again for funsies because I really like these characters. So there's that, The Hawthorne Legacy. It's a good series. I love it. Okay. Next is a book that I started. I have not finished, and it is also the second book in a series, and that is Legendary by Stephanie Garber. And this is the second book in the Caraval series, and this kind of follows two sisters, Scarlett and Donatella, and kind of their life as they escape an abusive father and kind of go live out their dreams of going to see this circus and that type of thing. And they quickly learn that the world is bigger and crazier and more magical than they imagined. That's how I'll sum this up. It's a really cute fantasy. It's got some romance in it. So, of course, I have to read it. The first book, Caraval, follows the perspective of Scarlett, the older sister, and then this book follows the perspective of Donatella, the kind of older, the younger sister, who's a lot more impulsive and that type of thing. So I'm gonna go like that real side one. I really enjoyed the first book. I picked up this series after I finished Once Upon a Broken Heart, which is her other series that takes place in this world. And so, 443. So I just was like, okay, I need to continue this. I need more of these characters if possible, especially Jax, Prince of Hearts. I love him as a character. He's amazing, even if he is a terrible human being and that type of thing. Sometimes he commits crimes. They're not too bad most of the time. Anyway, I liked his character. I know his character is in this series, and I've been told that it's in this series. I just don't know where or how he's introduced. So I picked up this series to kind of get through it. Kind of get more of his character, especially now that the author is working on publishing the third book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, which is A Curse for True Love, and so call this prep for that. Yeah, that's what this is. Prep for that, almost. Both of the series I'm reading, the second book in, it's prep for the next author's series that's coming out. That's exactly what's happening. So, hopefully I'll get through this as well. It is also a library book that I probably should return soon. Just put some cats down. Okay, so we're going to move to this page. I'm sad I don't have this washi tape to put down anymore, but that'll be okay. Next book. This is one I have read only one chapter of, because it's I've been wanting to read it, I just haven't. It is called Stain by E.G. Howard. This has 516 pages. I'm actually going to put it on this side. Okay. So it is 516 pages. One sec. Sorry. Excuse me. My brain is not working. I don't remember much about what this book is about, but I'm pretty sure it's like kind of like a fantasy. She's kind of the only person, I think the main character is like the only person that can like save the day type of sort of thing, because she's the one that seeks change. I'm not entirely sure. I just know it's a cool cover. I've read other series by A.G. Howard, and I really like her series, which is the Splintered series, which is an Alice in Wonderland retelling that I'm obsessed with. Or I was way more, but anyway, I figured I'd pick this up because I own it. I just have yet to do so. Also, this cover is really gorgeous. I really like the cover, but like, I think I remember being like weirdly disgusted by the description of the main character, and I don't remember why. But I think it was like the extra long eyelashes or something, or how pale she really is. Because it was like a creepy sort of pale. A.G. Howard's writing, it's great. I love it. It's interesting, but it's like, it's a very, because she does an Alice in Wonderland retelling, and it's like, it's beautiful, but it's also like a little bit, not horror, but it's like gory sometimes, or just like more disgusting than you would expect. So, that's what I would say about her writing, from what I remember. This one's going to be longer. I don't know if I'll finish it or even continue reading it this month, but it's on my list because I do want to read more of the books that I own. This had 516. Okay. So that is that. Okay. This next book, I don't have a physical copy of because it's only available on the Amazon Kindle right now. But I will pull up like the picture of its title, which is Genesis and the Knights of Salvation. The cover page is like technically changed because the author was like, I wanted to redo it. She's my friend. She's great. You should totally read this. It is on Amazon. Genesis and the Knights of Salvation is what you're looking for. One sec. And this focuses on the story of, oh, what's the main character's name? I think her name's Aspen. Whatever. I forget. I feel really bad, but I haven't been able to like read, so I haven't even picked up this book that my friend wrote. But oh, I don't remember how many pages. I think it's like 312. Okay. So there's 312 pages. It's only available on like Amazon Kindle stuff. But it is a zombie movie. A zombie book, not movie. It follows this girl who's like how to like cure the happening. So her and her and the crew that the government has ordered to like escort her to ground zero of when the outbreak first happened and help her like find the stuff she needs to make this cure. And so it's kind of her story as she like goes through that and like deals with people and maybe becomes friends with them and that type of thing. So my friend released this book. I really like it. I've enjoyed it so far. I think I'm at page like 68, so I'm already pretty far in. But yeah. Okay. The final book on my TBR is huge. It has like 600 pages, but some of it is just notes and like citations, which is very helpful. So 586. Okay, one sec. So this is Saints, Volume 1, The Standard for Truth, and it is a book produced by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, hence the title. And essentially it just kind of tells the beginning of the church's history, trying to be as accurate as possible, along with like things going, as a couple moments where it's like this is what's going around in the world right now, or what's going on, to kind of orient you. And it's very much like, it's a historical book, but it does give like some background to things and like time period, and it's kind of told like as a story with plot and characters, that type of thing. So I started reading this over Christmas, and I quite enjoyed it, and I got like a lot of pages through. I am currently at page 310, and you can see that I've been tabbing it in a lot of different ways. I don't really color code my tabs. It's just kind of like, if I have tabs, I'm going to use them. But I have been tabbing this book as I read. And so I'm hoping, I am nowhere near like finishing this book as much as I want to. And I'm very much been like trying to I've been very much in the mood to just kind of read what I want for funsies, especially because for my classes I need to do a lot more like thinking reading. Like, okay, this is more of like, if I'm reading this, I'm going to be thinking about it, I'm going to be pondering what's saying, I'm going to kind of annotate it as I go. This is Stained, and like the other books I've listed or talked about is like more of like for funsies. And they're not books that like I will necessarily feel the need to think too much while reading it. Like, of course I need to think to read the words, but it's not going to like, it's not the one where I'm not going to be tracking like symbols and meaning behind things and all that stuff. I'm just going to be reading it for funsies. But this one is one that I kind of need to think more with it. So it's going to take more time. And then it is also going to just kind of like take more off my, like, it's going to take more time, and it's going to be something that takes a while. So I'm still putting it on this list, even though I haven't touched it in like the past 2 months, just because I hope to like maybe read 25 pages in this and kind of get a little farther. And I'm hoping to do that with all of these books this month, my nice stack. But this is kind of how I'm going to leave this page for now. My family has a book club that we're kind of doing, and I don't know the book yet for the month, so I'm going to just kind of I'll add the book here once I know what it is. But that is the spread for here. Very cute. I like all the purples. I like that I've been able to use a good variety of cat stickers. and I like my cute cover page. But yeah, so we're going to pop over here now, and I'm going to tidy up the area I am in and prepare for the final part of stream, which is just going to be like personal journaling. That's what we're doing. Golly gee, I am like tired. Sorry guys. But yeah, we're just going to be ending stream as usual with a personal journal spread. I'm going to kind of give you guys a prompt. I'll talk about it. I'll give you a prompt. I'll journal in my little journal. He's so small. And then I'll talk about my spread and that type of thing. So, first, let's pick a prompt. I'm going to shake this up. My little prompt jar. Also, if you ever, I want to submit a prompt to be in the lovely jar and that type of thing, feel free to either, pop it in the chat, in the comments down below if you're watching this on YouTube later, or if, you can DM me on Instagram as well. So, that type of thing. So, today's prompt, I do have some more kind of spiritual based prompts in here, so I kind of modify them for you guys so that if you're not a spiritual person or religious person, you can still do the prompt, but then I will do the more spiritual side of things. So I'm going to put that in the chat. If I can spell. And then we're going to go. Okay. So, the prompt is, what are you sacrificing for? I'm going to fill it in with the Lord as in God and that type of thing. You can fill it in for your family. You can fill it in, you can say, what are you sacrificing for your significant other, for your best friend? What are you willing to do to kind of show that you love them? That's kind of how this prompt goes. And so, that's the prompt. We're going to come over here. I have my little notebook. I have only done, here is last week's, cute journaling spread we did on stream, and then this is the only other time I journaled this past week was yesterday, because it was, the time I wasn't as busy, so I haven't been journaling as much, and I'm upset about that, but we'll get to that. I'll get back in the habit soon. I have some washi tapes here. One is a green polka dot, and one is a green striped. I have my King Art dual tip brush pen in this green, and a Paper Mate Flare pen as well. And then I have 2 Swirly Nick stickers. I have the Lunar Leaves in green, because I really like this one. And then one of her sample, her freebies is a cute little sticker sheet, and then I got a green one, so I'm going to be using that as well in today's spread. So, you know the prompt is, what are you sacrificing for? Insert whatever person or group here. So, I'm going to insert the Lord, Jesus Christ in mine, and that type of thing. So, that is my prompt. I will talk with you guys in 10-ish minutes once I'm done. am back, guys. If you're still journaling, feel free to keep going. But I'm just going to kind of talk about my spread here, and then I'll wrap up stream. So, the prompt was, what are you sacrificing for? And then you insert a person here. So I put the Lord Jesus Christ. I made a very short list of what I am sacrificing to him as like a Christian and that type of thing, and for his gospel and that type of stuff. And then I kind of talked about how like I'm not happy with how much I'm sacrificing or the way I'm sacrificing. So I kind of talked about that here, and then I talked about like what are some things that I think I can do to sacrifice more to the Lord and that type of thing, and things that I should try doing. So I kind of listed those here. I made, for my design, I just kind of did some washi tape and some stickers to kind of give it this both sides of the spectrum, where I'm at, where I want to go. So I kind of like how the washi tape did that. So here's a nice, cute, closer look and that type of thing. Okay, that is going to be it for today's stream today. For the stream today, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. I'm very happy with how all the spreads kind of turned out in the April plan with me, and I have a couple more to do on my own, so be sure to check out my Instagram, which is linked in my bio, for kind of how that turns out, along with close-ups of all the spreads and kind of more bullet journaling content that I post daily. There's that. And then you can also check out the link in my bio to go to my YouTube channel to see all my previous spreads that I've done on stream and how I made them. So if you're like, I need inspiration, or I just like want somebody to bullet journal with while I'm doing it, go ahead and check that out. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day and a good rest of your week. Good luck with whatever you are going through with life right now. And I'll see you guys. Oh, wait. I was going to say I'm going to see you guys next week, but I am not. Next week, the next 2 Saturdays of stream are going to be canceled because I will either be out of town or I have something very important to do that day. So I will not be able to stream. I will try to throw in an extra stream or two in the month of April. I don't know when that will be, but if you check out my Instagram, be on the lookout for that. And if you're like, I need to just kind of know when I'm going to cancel stream and that type of thing, also check out my Instagram because I usually post on my story the countdown to stream and if I need to cancel. So check that out there. I hope you guys have a good, now we'll end here. Have a good rest of your day and week. And I'll see you later. Bye.